welcome back to the channel for another unboxing series episode here in the workshop. And today we have none other than Mirror Spock from the original Star Trek series made by Exo6. Here are some warnings on the back and what he comes with. He comes with quite a bit, a little bit more than I was expecting. The base is really cool. There's a silver foil Star Trek and Federation insignia on the side, a picture of Spock on the front, and a little montage of the original series on the side, the front and the side, which is really cool. I do believe you get those with the other shows and movies as well. But a really cool box, and it is a slip cover, so we are going to take that off in a moment so that we can see what it looks like on the other side of this box, this slip cover. Here is the credits on the back, which is really cool. As you can see, if you pause, you can read them. Just a small group of people here. And then just a black Exo6 box. Pretty cool design. It's got an open front so you can see the figure. And as you can see, Spock is still in there. So we'll be opening this up the rest of the way so we can see what he looks like. And here he is outside of the box, all protective materials removed. And first impressions are he's really, really good. There isn't a whole lot that I can find that I do not like on this figure. There are a couple things that I preferred they hadn't done or should have done, but there aren't that many after inspection that would cause him to lose a whole lot in his final score. Now he is a pretty plain figure. He's not like he's a Star Trek character, so he doesn't come with a whole lot of bells and whistles, if you were. Now this episode is, I believe, in the second season of the original series, which is a really good episode. I have watched it a couple times before I even got this figure, just to remind myself and refresh myself of who this who this particular Spock is. And it's a really good episode. It's that nice what if kind of episode where what if the Federation was bad and they consider themselves an empire. But overall, this is about the figure, and we're going to go and look at him a little closer. The sculpt is pretty much spot on. I am really impressed with the sculpt itself. It resembles Leonard Nimoy very well. And the tailoring, it could be a little bit better. From down to the boots look really good. There is ankle articulation, which is very nice in those boots. Something you don't see a whole lot of the time, or no, sometimes it's just a straight boot and you can't move the ankle around. But the ankles are there. Ankle movement is there, so that's a huge plus. Looking at the medals, symbolizing his rank. And then another close-up of the sculpt, which is, again, really, really good. There are some spots where they missed the paint application, which I will go into later. Checking out the accessories, here are the hands. You get 8 hands. There's 2 fists. These guys I really like because they do a really good job of painting these hands. There's some speckling all over the place, but that's to be expected when you're painting hands. And there's this nice softer material, which is really good. And it gives it a little more lifelike appearance. I really dig that. Exo6 did a good job here on these hands. I hope most of the hands are like this because they look really good. They're not chintzy like say Big Chief Studios hands. There's the open hands, relaxed hands. And then there's the trigger hands. And grasping hand, one trigger hand. But really well done job. I like these hands a lot. They definitely rival Hot Toys hands. And here's the salute hand. Just good job there. And then the nerve pinch hand. Well, just another grasping hand. Not sure if that's the nerve pinch hand or not. But going into the weapons, here is the knife that they carry on their waist. In this alternate mirror universe, all the Starfleet members carry one of these daggers. I didn't see one without. Well, there were a few without the dagger. The other one had the other weapon on them. Well, we'll talk about it here in a second. And it goes in its sheath, and it's magnetic, and it clips onto the figure itself, which is right there. There's a little spot. There's actually another spot for the phaser on the other side. And moving on to the phaser, it's done really well. I love the detail in this thing. It's painted really well. It looks exactly like the Type 2 phaser. This part comes out. I'm not exactly sure why. No, it's not for that. Yeah, it's magnetic and it goes right in there. Well, clipped in there. And then this is the agonizer from the Mirror Universe. You see it used on the transporter cadet pretty much right away as soon as they flip over. And try not to drop it. You will lose this thing if you drop it on the floor. And onto the base. The base is really cool. It comes with a standard crotch grabber, if you will. It goes on right there. And the cool thing about this is you can take this off and you can actually move it to any of these center sections, which is really cool. Not that you really want to because of the printing on the side, but then this thing comes off, which I thought was really neat, really good design. This plastic cover comes off, and you have a honeycomb here if you don't want one in there, which is fine. And then you can put this one in. I like that the top cover comes off. It's translucent plastic, so there it is. Flimsy plastic too, so just be careful that you actually take it off the correct way and not snap any of those pegs off. Just a fair warning there. It could happen. Probably not the strongest plastic, but it looks pretty cool. See the printing on the side here that I was referring to earlier. You probably don't want to show that, so yeah, really cool. I'm glad they did this because it looks awesome. I think it's a cool addition, and it's different. It's different from what other people are doing. So, and now on to the head sculpt itself. I'm a huge fan of this head sculpt. I think they did a really, really good job capturing Leonard Nimoy's likeness. And the ears, I'm glad they went with smooth transition because in some shots you can tell that Nimoy's wearing some fake ears, but it looks really good. I don't think the paint, I think he was a little more green in the Mirror Universe, just by a hint. If you've watched the episode, but that could just be me. But he does look really good. And I'm not I'm not talking like a huge green difference, but there was a slight greenness to him. Very, very slight. You'd have to be paying attention to actually see it. But again, I could be crazy. I'd have to go back and look. But there are some spots on this head sculpt that were missed during the paint job, which I'm not worried about. And then this came out like this on top of the package. There's a little scuffing on the hair, but I'm not worried about that either. The first pose is, I love a good crossed arm pose. He can do this pretty well if you get him into the right position, which it looks better from the front than it does the sides, obviously. But I like the good cross arm pose, and he can pull it off pretty well. You just got to get the right hands on, and then properly fold the arms. But it looks pretty good. I like the folded arm one. So he does stand a little crooked. That could be from my posing, not the figure itself. But I like this. I like this pose. I like it a lot. We do have other poses, like here with the phaser. This one I really enjoyed. I might use this one. I'm really hoping that they end up doing a Kirk out of this one, out of this line. A Mirror Kirk would be awesome. I know the Mirror Sulu is coming probably really soon, so that's a plus. That'll be cool to have as well. But I hope we get the whole team, the whole main team, because a McCoy would be awesome as well. But yeah, here he is with the phaser, and it does again clip by the sash that hangs down. It'll magnetize right there. There is a spot for that hanging, because you don't see them hanging anywhere on the show either. They're just there. They're not clipped to nothing. But yeah, they did a good job realizing that to a figure. And since I don't have any other Star Trek figures, I figured we'd use the Mind Meld hand on Robert Meyer Burnett, because I'm sure he would appreciate that in some slight way. But his figure is coming pretty soon as well, but that's a different video. But here is the Mind Meld, the Vulcan Mind Meld. I'm glad they included this hand, because that was an integral part to the finish of that episode, as he used it on McCoy to figure out what was going on with the other mirrored members of the Enterprise. So yeah, pretty cool feature. I'm glad it's there, and hopefully Robert Meyer Burnett doesn't get mad at me for mind melding him as an action figure. But going in for a score, I'm probably gonna have to give this guy the Spock, not the Robert Meyer Burnett. I'm gonna have to say he's probably, in my opinion, just my opinion, easily an 8.2. 8.2 going into the final pose here, as it's the salute. I'm happy with that score. I think he is definitely an 8.2. The wrist pegs were kind of a pain to use. Not that huge big of a deal. Probably, a minus point something points, but there is some missing paint on the head sculpt, and there is the fact that the phaser magnet doesn't really like to work all that much, which was kind of bothersome. But he stands well and he poses well, so that definitely bumps him up to 8.2 range for sure. But what do you all think? Leave your score down in the comment section down below if you don't mind. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel immensely. We do plan on giving away a figure at 1,000 subscribers, so we would appreciate the support. There are more Showcase series episodes coming, but that'll do it for this review. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, always be kind, and we will catch you on the next one.